So hello guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm VJ and you are now watching another episode of my reaction for today. For today guys, I'm going to react on a recommendation. In my last episode with SB19, I was actually recommended to watch a documentary from CashualChuck for me to know better SB19. There are actually episodes in here. So for today, I'm just gonna start with, of course, episode 1, and this is called SB19 Story Episode 1 Sound Break. Let's go.
Disclaimer, this video is only based on my personal research. I might miss some details and it's possible to have discrepancies, but I did my best to get as much accurate information as possible, so enjoy.
Okay. 2016. Ooh, who are they?
This is called Triple, a group of
Ooh.
talented performers and comedians from Korea you've probably never heard of.
Oh yeah, true. I haven't heard of Culturable.
They were formed back in 1994 when the word K-pop hasn't even been invented. In 2002,
Ooh.
one of the members made the biggest mistake of his life, which will change the entire course of P-pop
Ooh. So one of the members of Culturable actually formed SB19. That's interesting.
history.
SB19 sound break.
Do you remember this song?
No, I didn't. I haven't heard that song. Ooh.
It all started with this man, Jong Song-han.
Okay.
When he left the trio in 2002 to become an entrepreneur, Cult Triple became Cult 2. Most
Ooh. Okay. Cult 2. So Cult 2 because there are two of them.
of their fans definitely thought that Song-han's decision was a huge mistake because the remaining members started racking up different awards in the entertainment industry.
Ooh.
If he only stuck around, he would have gotten those awards too. But this man's decision was final. He used all of his savings to build an event organizing company called Show BT Entertainment. Yep, I'm talking about Tatang Robin.
Okay, so he is Chuck.
Tatang noticed how passionate Filipino fans were during the rise of K-pop, so he wanted
That is quite clever. I mean, he actually recognized or, yeah, knows the dedication of Filipino fans in the rise of K-pop during those times, second generation. Filipinos are so crazy about it.
to organize K-pop concerts and events that promote Korean and Filipino culture. To make that happen, he needed entertainers, a group of young people that will be part of the package of their service as an event organizer. We are talking about
There were, wait, okay.
he needed entertainers, a group of young people that will be part of the package of their service as an event
There were more than 100 people who auditioned.
organizer. We are talking about people
And we have selected 30 talented individuals to be included in the training program. And that includes the 5 boys.
who can do dancing, singing, and even act as servants like waiting tables and assisting guests. So he held an audition and hundreds of young talents applied. 30 of them passed as trainees. They were then called Nara, which in Korean means country and is the national tree of the Philippines.
Oh, there is some kind of a connection. This is so cool.
They went to multiple events together, including the fan meeting event of the K-pop group called Off-Road.
Haven't heard of it. Actually, I've been into K-pop like in 2021 when I discovered EXO. And so prior to 2021, I really don't know other K-pop groups.
After numerous events, Tatang Robin saw something special when it comes to Filipino talent. He realized that some of his trainees were far too talented to just end up as small-time performers. So he decided
Too talented. That is such a
to launch
word.
the first P-pop boy group that underwent strict Korean-type training.
Mm,
Out of the 30 trainees, only few have made it.
okay. Here comes the leader.
Gian Paolo Nase. He always wanted to
I think I'm gonna have many facts in here than the first guy that I've watched because it was just like the surface of SB19. But in here, it's actually a deep dive.
be a performer. As a young dreamer, he joined several competitions as a soloist
Ooh.
and also a member of the K-pop dance cover group called PHP. As a
Mhm.
trainee, he was the guy who shows up early and leaves late despite juggling a full-time job as a data analyst to provide for his family.
Boom. He is also so smart because a data analyst is not an easy job for, small-minded person. It is actually for smart people. So, yeah, that confirms the smartness of Pablo.
He was the first one selected due to his undeniable diligence and leadership qualities.
Mm.
He is known to have critically acclaimed songwriting ability, a badass rapper, and was often dubbed as a genius, but he consistently denied it because he claimed to be just a hard worker.
He's so humble.
This made him the destined leader of the group. He debuted with the name Sejun, but later changed his name to Pablo.
That's why he is also called Sajon, right? Because Sejon is actually a Korean name. Mm.
Now that the methodical leader is chosen, they needed more members. Tatang Robin just got a genius composer in Pablo, so
I don't know why he's called Tapang Robin.
they needed someone who can dance, and this next guy is exactly that,
Mm.
and even more.
I love that. They just want a guy who can dance, but they were given a guy who does everything. Stop.
Stelvester Ahero. He was only 16 when he started competing as a dancer while studying.
Mm.
He was a born winner despite growing up as a bullied kid. He made performing his escape from the harsh reality of the world. He
He was bullied.
did a great job channeling the negative aspect of his life and converting it by winning multiple K-pop dance cover competitions
Ooh.
with his group Saeon. He is
Ooh.
also a hard
Ooh.
worker. He was teaching dance to kids while competing. There was a point when he worked too hard that it threatened his life due to poor health.
Ooh.
He is a very skilled choreographer. In fact, he's the main culprit behind most of SB19's snappy and amazingly synchronized dance routines.
Oh, that is such, I got goosebumps.
But little did they know that dancing wasn't even his only talent.
Mm.
He easily became the main heavenly voice of the group because his vocals were just
Mm. Not to mention his recent performance on All by Myself. That was crazy.
out of this world.
Anyway, I'm so mind blown, by just the two
He
members.
debuted as
And there's a
Stel,
lot more.
the main vocalist, the lead dancer, and choreographer of the group.
Mm. Okay. Let's go to
Josh
Josh.
Cullen Santos became homeless at the age of 16 and it was his decision.
Ooh, homeless.
He's had the worst childhood among the other members. From growing up in a toxic environment to being physically abused as a kid by their nanny. At an early age, he witnessed what it feels like to be a member of a middle-class family that went rock bottom in just a matter of months. He experienced getting evicted from apartments to smaller rooms. It came to a point when his family had nothing to eat but ketchup and salt. They had
Ooh.
no permanent address.
I don't know that. Way back in my hometown when I was a kid, if we don't have enough food or no viand. We used salt only. I think Josh is fortunate enough that they have ketchup, you know.
Chris. Because of that,
Anyway.
Josh and his sister dropped out of school multiple times, so they got bullied at school for being repeaters. Sometimes he would get into fistfights for defending her. Josh had enough of this, so he took matters into his own hands by leaving. He became independent and started working as an
Oh, that's why he is actually homeless because he left home.
internet cafe attendant. Using his own income, he took the alternative learning system and was able to finish his high school degree. He clearly had no background in performing. Not until he met new friends from the dance community, which led to him meeting Stel and Seyon. They became co-members and went on to
Ooh, really? I really had a lot of things taken in this documentary. So Stel and Josh, they actually belonged to the same group during those times.
win numerous K-pop dance cover competitions all over Asia. They even met BTS during one of their winning runs in Korea. In a
Woo!
way, Josh was saved by Stel after trying so hard to save himself. And it paid off because after training, Josh ended up debuting as the lead rapper and dancer of the group.
Yeah.
Justin DeJoss didn't have to audition. Apparently, he was a very good-looking guy that when he joined a talent workshop as a teenager, Show BT immediately took notice and offered him to become a trainee to improve his singing and dancing skills.
Whoa.
He was one of the late joiners, and when he did, he immediately saw a familiar face in Josh.
You look familiar.
Apparently, the two had a stint in performing together in a K-pop dance cover group called Zero to Hero.
Hey, welcome to my world, let's do this. 이슈 기라 부름서
Okay.
어디 가도 분위기가
Small world.
fire. 비행기 밖은 너무 시끄러워.
So Justin as well wasn't new in the world of performing. He auditioned to be a part of the televised Pinoy boy band Superstar show, but he didn't even make it to the live auditions.
Ah, okay.
Perhaps it was fate.
Pinoy boy band. One of the members was Joao and Ford and the other member. So I just can't remember. But I think that was the show.
He didn't have great singing skills at the time. It was only when he became a trainee that he improved astoundingly
Whoa. That is so great. Practice really makes perfect, you know?
in the vocal department. He went on to finish his college degree in multimedia arts while training, which earned him a skill in filmmaking. He then got selected to debut as the main visual, the sub-vocalist, and the creative director of the group. He was the would-be director behind the record-breaking P-pop music video, What, and more.
Oh,
But that's a story
oh, I didn't know that. That was such outstanding directing,
for
you know?
another video. At this point, Show BT seemed to have completed the group. 4 members in a P-pop group, a nice even number. 2 rappers and 2 vocalists. They were perfectly balanced, but they felt like something was missing. Perhaps someone was missing. Someone who could take this already great group of guys and push them to achieve the next level, the extraordinary level. Someone so naturally gifted that he could stand out in the presence of the
I love that. It is actually so thrilling, right? I got chills, you know, while listening to this documentary. It gives me a lot of, you know, respect to them. High respect actually, because yeah, they are just so good.
already
so good.
talented group of young artists. This venture that Tatang Robin took needed an apex, so he started the online auditions. When Josh heard about it, he was like, I know a guy.
Ah. Anyway.
Philip John Suson is such a specimen. He was so naturally gifted that excelling in sports looked like a walk in the park for him.
Whoa.
He grew up in the church under the care of his grandparents. He was an artistic kid, so he was active as an editorial cartoonist in
Yeah, he is from Pagadian City.
school. Nobody taught him to play musical
Yeah, he is also so great, you know.
instruments. He taught himself by just listening to the music, so he ended up becoming a southpaw guitarist, but he later fixed it as he learned more. He didn't even know that he could dance until he was forced to in order to get good grades during their school intrams. After discovering dance, he
Way back in high school, we are really forced to do things that we don't normally do, and that's when your talent is being discovered,
transformed
right?
from a guy who didn't know it to someone who can fly.
Mm.
Because of his raw talent, he ended up teaching dance to the entire school and continued
Ooh.
on to form a K-pop dance cover group called Amigo 7.
Ooh.
Apparently, his group gave Josh's group so much trouble during their early competitions because they were very good rivals. So
Ooh.
he decided to recruit him. But Philip was hundreds of islands away and didn't have the money. What did
Yeah.
Josh do? He shelled out for his plane ticket. With nothing else to
Whoa.
lose, Philip
Oh, I really had goosebumps, you know, from start.
went and left
From
his
the start.
previous life in the countryside. He then trained with the boys and officially debuted with them as Ken, the main dancer, the bass vocalist, and the lead rapper of the group. One thing to note is that they were an unlikely bunch because they wouldn't have met each other if Tatang Robin stayed with his already successful group in Korea. Justin failed his first audition, so he didn't even bother to audition again because he thought he wasn't ready. And Josh wouldn't have attempted to recruit Ken
Yeah. The ones being chosen in boy band PH is like more mature than, Justin. So yeah, he was so young then.
if Show BT's training program didn't even exist. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the butterfly effect.
Yeah.
When a small and seemingly insignificant occurrence has a rippling effect through time, leading to a consequential event sometime long after the initial event, or as Google would put it, a phenomenon whereby a minute localized change in a complex system can have a large effects elsewhere.
Yay.
Tatang Robin's so-called mistake back in 2002 led to forming the future P-pop Kings. In 2018, SB19 was formed. The name of the group was carefully picked. The number 19 is the sum of Korea and the Philippines area code digits 82 and 63. So 8 plus 2 plus 6 plus 3 is 19. SB doesn't only mean show BT.
Clever.
It is all about their ultimate goal for Pinoy sound to break into the music industry, which is fearlessly represented by this praise. Soundbreak.
Soundbreak. Okay, so I think that's all for episode 1, that sound break from Casual Chuck. Oh, I really got chills all over from start to finish. I learned a lot of things from the individuality of the members, their humble beginnings. They actually are chosen for a very specific purpose, opening the door for little hip-hop, to be recognized from all over the world. We also should thank Tatang Robin for doing that, Yeah, that's called butterfly effect. And I can't wait to really watch the other episodes of it. I think I would continue that in my next episode. So for now, guys, thank you and bye-bye.